Hello YouTube, Audio Draco here. Yeah, I said that today was going to be the 3D reviews of BFG and Ghostbusters. Basically, what it is, I said in a previous video that every Wednesday it's going to be 3D Blu-ray reviews instead of movie reviews. I'm going to do like 5-minute recaps of the movie and the cast and bit of the story, and then the rest of the reviews going to be about the actual 3D itself. That's exactly what I was going to do, right? So it was going to be about these two today, okay? But there is a problem. I have this weird thing, I don't know if it's just me, but I've been let down by some really bad 3D movies that I thought were going to be great, and I had no proper expectations for these. Let me just get started with BFG. BFG has basically practically... Actually, wait. Let me just clarify this so that certain people who haven't seen these videos or are only just new to watching these videos, let me just explain something. Just because I say that the 3D movie is bad, it doesn't mean don't watch it or don't get it. Because there are different types of 3D TVs, there are different 3D projectors. So, you know, it may just be it doesn't look good on my specific devices. But if you think that it's not worth the money to get the 3D release due to what I'm saying, I still encourage people to go out and buy the DVD or the Blu-ray because the movies are still good, you know, and it's not really fair for people to kind of like walk away and not buy it just because I say the 3D is not that great. Yeah, so, you know, just because I say, if I say in any of my future videos about 3D Blu-rays not being great, don't just completely skip past the movie. Still pick it up on a standard platform. You know, or if you're into 4K crap, get the 4K one. You know, I mean, like, it's better than, you know, whatever. So let me just get back into it. So BFG has basically no 3D. All the scenes that I thought were going to look great were completely flat. It was widescreen again, but there was no actual 3D in it. There wasn't even any in-depth 3D. And if there was, it was very minute. I could not see anything. I could not see any kind of 3D in that movie. And I got really upset because I thought, with the kind of scenery and the dream sequences in this, like, not dream sequences, but like when he goes to catch the dreams and stuff, like I thought that the 3D would be quite good. Instead, the 3D is not that great, so I don't recommend buying the 3D copy of BFG. If you want to see that movie, or if you've seen it and you like it and you want to get it, just get the DVD or Blu-ray anyway. Ghostbusters has actually pissed me off because okay, let me just explain. There is some reasonable 3D. There are. I said before, there's different types of 3D. There's pop out and there's in depth. You know, and there's sometimes the great mixes of the two, or it's really flat, right? Now this one annoys me because there's a tiny amount of in depth 3D, right? Which you kind of notice as much, but they've tried to make, I'm going to explain that they've tried to make it look 3D when it's not, if that makes any sense. So basically, if I can find a picture, sorry, I've got something in my eye. If I can find an image, I will put that image up over here of what I mean. If I can't find an image, I'm going to explain what I mean now. Basically, when you're watching a widescreen movie, you see the two black bars. This 3D release decided to trick 3D viewers into thinking it's 3D by making an image leak over the black bar. Do you understand what I mean? So like, say this is the black bar here. This is the entire bar at the bottom. And say like this, for example, is an image in the 3D TV. And what it does is it kind of like leaks over the black bar, but doesn't come out the screen. So you kind of look at it and go, oh, it's going to come out the screen, and it doesn't. And it's like, wait, what? There are the only bits that look okay in 3D is when there's these spirits flying around in circles and the proton lasers look reasonably good. The rest of the 3D and the rest of the movie in 3D is not worth watching. Definitely a great movie, Ghostbusters. I was quite surprised at how good this one was. So I do recommend you still pick this up on Blu-ray or DVD. It is still a funny movie. It is enjoyable watching on a standard platform. But you guys know what I'm like, and you know for a fact that if I don't enjoy 3D movies, and they're not great 3D movies, they don't stay on my shelf. So I'm upset that I have to get rid of these now because I do not want to be reminded of being let down by the amount of money that I spend on these things. I will pick up the standard Blu-rays at some point in the future. I do not need them now. At any point, and if the 3D was a tiny bit better on Ghostbusters, do you know what else annoyed me? Is they wait until the end of the movie to add one full screen shot, right? Which, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, so don't watch this part. Just skip ahead a bit. But basically, there's this like vortex thing that Melissa McCarthy's falling through, and Kirsten Wiig is like jumped in. That's the only full screen shot in 3D that actually looks amazing. If the whole movie was done like that, maybe it would have looked better. How could they put so much effort into the one end scene compared to the rest of the movie? That's really bugged me. Like, that's really gotten on my nerves. So yeah, these two are definitely going. I'm selling them. I'm getting some form of money back. As you'll see before this video gets uploaded tomorrow, that today there is a video being uploaded of my unboxing of Star Trek Beyond. Now this is a hit and miss at the moment because I only got this today as I didn't have enough money to pre-order it and someone turned around and gave me the money to get it. But basically I'm a bit upset because it looks like there is absolutely no 3D in this. But I've noticed that certain 3D movies look a lot better in full darkness. Like Star Trek Into Darkness, right? Take my advice. You guys, if you've got Star Trek Into Darkness 3D at home, take this suggestion. Watch that. Watch one scene. I'll tell you what scene to watch. If you haven't seen it, don't just skip it. If you've seen the movie, whatever. If you've seen it, we can watch this bit. But watch Star Trek Into Darkness. Watch the bit where Khan and Kirk are flying through space in the suits to get to the other ship, right? To get to the Vengeance. Watch that scene with a light on and a curtain open maybe, or a lamp. Watch it. 3D doesn't look so noticeable. It looks really flat, like it looks, it's like a bit tinny-fied. Like you can kind of see tints of the 3D, but you can't really notice it. Then watch that exact same scene from where you watch with all the lights off. And it looks so much better. Now, I watched both of these movies with the lights off, and there was, I said only certain tiny amounts of 3D was in Ghostbusters. If I have to, I will rewatch it tonight in darkness, and I'll give it another shot to think about it, but it's more than likely gonna go. This, I'm upset because if this has no 3D, it's gonna have to go. And if it has to go, I'm gonna be really annoyed because I'd like this to sit next to my Into Darkness. So, I'm sorry I didn't get to do the actual 3D movie reviews individually, but I didn't think they deserved individual reviews purely for the... I mean, this is what I'll do. I'll do this from now on, right? If 3D movies that I buy in the future are great, they will get individual, and it will come up in the title, like I said it will. So, say for example, on the 5th of December, Suicide Squad 3D comes out. So when that comes out, if it's good, you will see Suicide Squad 3D Blu-ray review. Right? That means it's either going to be good or it's okay, right? It means I actually want to talk about that one, right? If you just see, like, say for example, this one, I'm just going to name this one, like the titles of the movie, I'm going to put 3D Failure. And that way you guys know there's not going to be an actual review of the movie, and it means that they're not that great. So so it's easy for you guys to know, so you don't have to sit through an entire video of mine. Sorry, I'm just in the mic, 'cause the mic's being a bit funny. So you don't have to sit through an entire video, expecting and waiting to the end of me talking about the movie to find out the 3D is terrible. I'll just tell you straight away from the video, like, well, the 3D is bad. But as I've said all through this video, just because I say 3D is bad does not mean don't get any of these on standard Blu-ray or on 4K if you have to. Or on DVD if you still like DVDs more than Blu-rays, which I totally understand. I used to be that way. I used to hate Blu-rays. I used to prefer DVDs, but then something happened and yeah, that changed. But this is my point, right? A lot of you people watch my videos to see whether or not if 3D is good. So you guys know whether it's not to buy it or not, right? And I like being the person to help you decide. I'm not saying you should not buy the 3D release, alright? I'm just saying that from what I've seen, if you like any kind of 3D, even the smallest minimal amounts, Ghostbusters will be a good watch. Okay, it will be a good watch. I'm not saying it's not great and it's not interesting. You won't enjoy the whole movie like you should. It'll be an okay watch. BFG is definitely not worth getting on 3D. It is definitely worth getting on Blu-ray. I think you'll get everything you need from that movie just on standard Blu-ray. And I will let you know tomorrow or Thursday about Star Trek Beyond. Because we're gonna watch this tonight. Me and my fiance, we're gonna watch this tonight, and we're gonna see how we feel about it. That's all I can say. I mean, I'm upset. I'm letting you guys down. But you know, it's just I don't know. I watch some 3D people on YouTube, like 3D people, 3D collectors. But everyone that I know that watches 3D, they do similar things to what I do. They just unbox it and they just talk about it a little bit. You know, the only person I know that does kind of 3D reviews is FK Vlogs, but that's because she's already got tons on. She's already got tons on her plate. She's already doing lots of videos and she's doing really good. She's got a lot of subscribers, so it's kind of hard for her to always talk about the 3D. And I think all of her viewers and stuff like that and me, we always like understand. But I usually watch her videos to try and get an aspect of 3D, because usually she talks about whether or not it's great or not. But it's just, it's just sad how we can spend so much money on these 3D movies to get nothing back. I mean, I don't know if anyone else will agree with me, but the Harry Potter, the Deathly Hallows Part 1 and Part 2 had no 3D, yet they were really expensive when they first came out. The Hobbit trilogy, extended or non-extended, there is no 3D in them movies. I'll tell you what. I'll tell one little lie, right? There is a minimal sequence, right, where Frodo is in a barn, and I think it's the Desolation of Smog, right? There's a 3D wasp or bee. That's it. I sat there and I watched Unexpected Journey and Desolation of Smog in 3D all the way through, extended and normal, and there was no 3D. It was the most dullest experiences of my life. I hated every minute of it. It's actually because of the 3D that made me start not liking the movie, because I had to watch the movies twice each in 2 different platforms just to find out that the 3D sucked both times. It was just not worth it at all. I don't know if anyone else agrees. If you agree, put down in the comments below that you agree that the Hobbits and Harry Potter, if you've seen them, have no 3D. But a lot of movies are like that now, and it's getting disappointing that we are spending money on 3D movies to find out there is no 3D for them. And it's getting quite sad, it's getting quite emotional. But, you know, I guess it's the luck of the draw, you know? If you're going to spend a lot of money, you know, it's going to be a hit and miss. You got to try like 50-50. You got to try and like get what you can from that money. If it's good, it's good. If it's not, it's not. It's our fault for buying it. But, you know, you'd think if they're going to sell it for the most expensive price out of the 3 different platforms, or 4 platforms now, which isn't actually the most expensive now. 4K is now the most expensive. But 3D it's not as famous as it should be. Not a lot of people like 3D. It's a very small amount of people that do. I don't know. Anyway, guys, that's it. I'm done for this video. I'm sorry if you're upset by this. Just if I was you, I recommend from any point that if you don't want to be disappointed and you don't want to spend a lot of money on the 3D releases, you'd be a lot better off with just the standard releases. I can promise you that now. Anyway, that's it for this video. If you like this video, please show your support by clicking that subscribe button down below, and don't forget to strike the like for future videos, and I'll see you guys next time.